Welcome to the ultimate Viking journey. Today we're exploring the Mount Rushmore of the Minnesota Vikings. Four legendary players who've donned the purple and gold and left a lasting legacy on the franchise, the NFL, and fans worldwide. Let's meet our gridiron giants, Fran Tarkenton, Alan Page, Randy Moss, and Adrian Peterson. But first, a quick shout out to all the Vikings fans watching. If you love the Vikings, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more epic NFL content. Fran Tarkenton. Our first face on the Vikings Mount Rushmore is none other than Fran Tarkenton, the quarterback who revolutionized the position with his incredible mobility and creative playmaking. Born in Richmond, Virginia, Tarkenton was drafted by the Vikings in 1961 as a third-round pick, and from the very start, he made it clear that he was something special. Tarkenton wasn't your typical pocket passer. He was known for his ability to scramble, making him a nightmare for defenses to contain. In a time when quarterbacks were expected to stay in the pocket, Tarkenton broke the mold, extending plays, finding receivers downfield, and creating chaos for defenses. Over his 2 stints with the Vikings, Tarkenton would go on to make 9 Pro Bowl appearances, lead the Vikings to 3 Super Bowls, and become the NFL's all-time leader in passing yards and touchdowns at the time of his retirement. Known as the Mad Scrambler, Tarkenton didn't just rely on his legs. His arm was as dangerous, and he was a master at improvising plays when everything seemed to be falling apart. Tarkenton's competitive spirit and his leadership on the field solidified his legacy as one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. Though he never managed to bring a Super Bowl to Minnesota, his influence on the game is undeniable. With over 47,000 passing yards and 342 touchdowns in his career, Fran Tarkenton set a standard for future quarterbacks, both in Minnesota and across the NFL. Alan Page. The next face on our Minnesota Vikings Mount Rushmore is a man whose name is synonymous with defensive excellence, Alan Page. Drafted in 1967, Page was a cornerstone of the legendary Purple People Eaters defense, a unit that struck fear into the hearts of offenses throughout the NFL. Page wasn't just a key piece of that defense, he was its engine. At 6 feet 4 inches and 245 pounds, Page possessed a rare combination of speed, strength, and intelligence that allowed him to wreak havoc on opposing teams. Over his 11 seasons with the Vikings, Page recorded 148.5 sacks, a staggering number for a defensive tackle. His quickness off the snap and relentless motor made him a nightmare to block, and he earned the distinction of being the first defensive player in NFL history to win the MVP award in 1971. Alan Page's impact extended far beyond just statistics. He was a leader on and off the field, guiding the Vikings to 4 Super Bowl appearances during his career. While the Vikings fell short of a championship, Page's individual accolades are remarkable. He was a 9-time Pro Bowler, 6-time first-team All-Pro, and a member of both the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the College Football Hall of Fame. After his playing career, Page didn't stop making history. He became a Minnesota Supreme Court justice, further cementing his legacy not just as a football player, but as a man who excelled in everything he set his mind to. Alan Page is not just a football legend, he's an American icon. Randy Moss. Randy Moss was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings in the first round of the 1998 NFL Draft as the 21st overall pick. Coming out of Marshall University, Moss was known for his incredible speed, athleticism, and game-changing ability. In his rookie season, Moss quickly made a name for himself, recording 69 receptions for 1,313 yards and 17 touchdowns. He was named the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year and earned a spot in the Pro Bowl, showcasing his potential as a game-breaker. Randy's unique combination of size and speed allowed him to dominate defenses. He was known for his deep threat capability, often burning cornerbacks and making spectacular catches. His famous ability to Moss's defenders, making unbelievable catches over them, became part of football lore. Throughout his first stint with the Vikings from 1998 to 2004, Moss recorded multiple seasons with over 1,000 receiving yards, solidifying his reputation as one of the league's top wideouts. In 2003, he led the NFL with 1,632 receiving yards and 13 touchdowns, proving once again he was a force to be reckoned with. One of his most memorable moments came in a playoff game against the Dallas Cowboys in 1999, where he caught a spectacular 51-yard touchdown pass, showcasing his ability to perform in clutch situations. The Vikings would eventually lose that game, but Moss's talent was undeniable. Moss quickly became a fan favorite in Minnesota, drawing crowds and attention with his flashy style of play. His personality, combined with his on-field skills, made him a beloved figure in the franchise's history. Randy Moss's time with the Minnesota Vikings was marked by explosive plays, jaw-dropping catches, and unforgettable moments. He redefined the wide receiver position and left an indelible mark on the franchise. To this day, Moss is remembered as one of the greatest players to ever wear the purple and gold. In 2018, Randy Moss was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, further cementing his legacy. His influence can still be seen today as current wide receivers continue to emulate his style and impact on the game. With over 15,000 receiving yards and 156 touchdowns, Moss left an indelible mark on the NFL, and his combination of speed, size, and skill still influences receivers today. Simply put, there was nobody quite like Randy Moss. Adrian Peterson. Adrian declared for the NFL draft after just 3 seasons at Oklahoma and was selected 7th overall by the Minnesota Vikings in 2007. His impact was immediate. In his rookie season, he rushed for 1,341 yards and was named the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. But it was just the beginning of an incredible journey. Peterson's 2008 season was nothing short of legendary. He rushed for 1,760 yards and scored 10 touchdowns, earning him his first NFL MVP award. But it was his performance in 2012 that etched his name into the history books. His tenacity and determination were on full display, inspiring fans and players alike. What made Adrian Peterson special? It was his unique combination of speed, power, and vision. Known for his signature stiff arm and explosive cuts, he could break tackles and outrun defenders. Peterson was not just a running back, he was a game changer, consistently leading the Vikings offense. Throughout his time with the Vikings, Peterson became the franchise's all-time leading rusher, solidifying his legacy in Minnesota. His contributions went beyond the field. He was a leader in the locker room and a beloved figure in the community. In 2017, after 10 seasons, he parted ways with the Vikings, leaving behind a legacy that few can match. Adrian Peterson's impact on the game and the Minnesota Vikings is undeniable. He not only redefined the running back position, but also left an indelible mark on the franchise. From his electrifying runs to his resilience, Peterson will forever be remembered as one of the all-time greats. Peterson's perseverance and incredible work ethic made him a fan favorite in Minnesota and a symbol of determination across the league. Over his 10 years with the Vikings, Peterson earned 7 Pro Bowl selections, was a 4-time first-team All-Pro, and was named the league's MVP in 2012. His 14,918 career rushing yards place him among the greatest running backs in NFL history. Whether it was breaking off a long touchdown run or grinding out tough yards between the tackles, Peterson was a generational talent, and he remains one of the most beloved figures in Vikings history. So there you have it, the Mount Rushmore of Minnesota Vikings football: Fran Tarkenton, Alan Page, Randy Moss, and Adrian Peterson. 4 players who not only defined the franchise, but also left a lasting impact on the NFL as a whole. Their contributions have shaped the Vikings' identity and will forever be remembered by football fans. Thank you for joining us on This Is Sports Team History's Mount Rushmore of Minnesota Vikings. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content, and let us know in the comments.